Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm working on the 81 Corvette 4-speed 350. Brake caliper started leaking on the passenger side. I unbolted the rubber line. I want to get fresh brake fluid in this car anyway, so I'm going to flush out all the old brake fluid. But I unbolted the brake line up at the frame, came down to the caliper, 2 bolts holding the caliper on. Use your air gun then to break the bolts that hold the caliper together apart before you remove the caliper. Again, take the 2 bolts out, or at least break them loose, that hold the 2 halves of the caliper together. After that, take out the 2 bolts that hold the caliper to the spindle. 2 bolts holding it to the spindle. Then I pull the caliper apart. Shop's a little tore up. This side is finished. I bought a kit. It's basically a pack of seals. It's a Raybestos kit. It's the pack of seals for 1 caliper because there's 4 pistons in 1 caliper. This side has been done. To get it apart, just push the piston in, take a screwdriver, and pull these seals out. Then your piston will pop out. It's got a spring on the bottom of it. These are the old seals that come off the piston. Lips of the seals facing into the hole. Here's a piston and a spring that just came out of this one. Spring's in there. Piston sits down there. It pops up when you pull that outer seal out, the one with the chrome ring, the metal ring. And this is the lip of the seal. Okay, so I'm going to put those new seals in the bag on here. Drop these in. Then I take a dull screwdriver, this one here, and I work the lip around the stainless to drop it in there. What I did do before that, I just washed it off with WD-40. I then clean the bore, because it is a stainless bore inside of here. I clean it with some steel wool and WD-40. Wash it out good with WD-40. Steel wool, WD-40. Get these clean. Blow them out, towel them out, then get the old fluid out. So nice and clean inside. See how I got those pretty clean, scuffed. Just cleaning with the fine steel wool. Fine stuff, not coarse. It's nice and fine, WD-40. Once you pull the seals off of here, I'll clean that rust stain. See that rust stain? I'll clean that off with steel wool, the fine steel wool. I'll clean this off before I put my new seal on. Then I'll drop it in. I'll work it around with the screwdriver so that this pushes down in here. Okay, that one moves pretty freely. Once it's down in, you take your big seal, your outer seal, which is this one. Get it to fit. Now you've already put the new seal on there, but you get the outer seal fits in this upper groove of the piston. And then knock this down with a hammer and possibly a punch. If you start towards this end with your small hammer, I'm using a small headed hammer. I'm not pounding on it. Small headed hammer. Start by pushing the end towards this end in, and then just work your way around here and smack it in, and you'll feel it'll set down in there almost flush with the caliper. I didn't really worry about cleaning up the outer part. This is going against the brake pads. What I did do, and I'll tell you to be careful, notice how this one is not clean. This surface here, your brake fluid comes through these O-rings. You got O-rings in that kit, those small O-rings. They're going to drop in up here and here. Now what I did was I cleaned it lightly with my biscuit wheel, a fine biscuit wheel, okay? Don't go crazy with a sanding pad or anything like that. And then I check it with the razor blade. Just making sure that is nice and smooth across, because that's going to bolt together tight with the other half and pinch the O-ring. And you don't want any burrs or anything holding that up. But you also don't want to grind it down and ruin your surface. This one's the same way. My razor blade drags straight across that. Doesn't catch anything. This one needs cleaned, and that one needs cleaned. I do, before I drop these new seals in, when I am cleaning this out, and I do use my fine steel wool in there, I will clean out this lip here with the razor blade, so I get this seal to snap down in there tight. So you'll see me. I won't get this down. I won't get against the stainless. I won't get down in here. No, just this little ledge that dirt gets trapped in when you're trying to knock your new outer seal in. You want that to seat down tight because it holds everything in place. And that's it. That's how to do your rebuild your calipers on a C3 Corvette. It's not time consuming. It doesn't take a ton of tools, a little bit of patience to clean it. Fine steel wool, WD-40. Then gently put your seal on. Put it here. Work the seal around with the screwdriver, and you'll feel it just drop right in. Use the small, dull screwdriver. I tested it on my rubber glove end to make sure it had no burrs or points, that it wouldn't damage the seal before I dropped it down in. So I'm going to finish throwing this together. It'll be done in a few minutes. I'll have this back together. I'll bolt it back together with its new O-rings in here, and I'll reinstall it on the car, bleed the brakes. Take it easy.